Namaste, Hare Krishna. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatenantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam sameyukta tamo mataha. At the end of 6th chapter, Krishna speaks this sloka, saying that of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. The first 6th chapter leads one to attain Atma Sakshatkaram, the vision of the self, and that is attained through performing Karma Yoga directly or Karma Yoga, from there to Jnana Yoga and then Atma Sakshatkara. But Krishna's recommendation was to perform Karma Yoga because it is easy, it gives immediate result. Whereas Jnana Yoga is not easy and the result are delayed. But all these only leads one to Atma Sakshatkaram. In the 7th chapter, which is entitled as Adhyatma Yoga, speaks about his true nature and glories. That is, all the sentience and the non-sentience belong to him. He creates all these. He alone sustains them and he alone destroys them as well. He is the repository of innumerable auspicious qualities. There is nothing that can match him or excel him, and that is the true nature of the Lord, and that is explained in this chapter, chapter 7. Also, Krishna is omnipresent, but still is not visible to our eyes, and that is because the curtain of Maya abstracts us from seeing him. And the reason that the Lord spread out this curtain of Maya is because of our sins. But if we surrender ourselves entirely at his lotus feet, the Lord, who is omnipotent and infinitely merciful, will remove the curtain. Then we can have his vision. In this chapter, Krishna also explains there are 4 types of devotees who approaches him. One who wants to regain the lost wealth. Some worship him for obtaining new wealth. Some desire to realize about Jivatma, to experience the Atma, and some wants to attain him at the end by adoring the Lord. All these 4 are considered to be devotees. But among these 4, the jnanis of one who wants to attain the Lord is considered to be the greatest. Because for such person, the Lord is everything. They don't desire for any other benefits. Because the others who are desiring for other benefits, once they obtain those benefits, they will forget the Lord. But the jnani will be with the Lord ever. All these are explained in this particular chapter because Arjuna wanted to know about bhakti. He wants to know how to do that. After explaining the 4 types of devotees who approaches him, Krishna also explained there are 4 types of people who does not surrender unto him. Then at the end of the chapter, Arjuna wants to know how should the person who's desiring for something else other than you worship. Those who are desiring for lordship, how they must worship. And Krishna said, those who wants to enjoy something different from me, they must still need to know few things. What is Brahman? What is Adhyatma? What is Karma? And they should also know what is Adhibhuta, what is Adidhaiva, and what is Adiyajna. Then that becomes the introduction to chapter 8. Chapter 8, which is entitled as Akṣhar Brahma Yoga, First, Krishna explains those terms that he used in the previous chapter. Brahmam, Adhyatma, Karma, Adhibhuta, Adideva, Adiyajna. In this chapter, Krishna explains the two different paths by which the Atma travels after exiting the body. One path, when it travels, it doesn't come back. And another path, when it travels, the Jivatma needs to return back into this world. In this chapter, it is made clear that one who performs Bhakti Yoga must remember the Lord at the time of death. In the 7th chapter, the Lord explained who He is, and then in the 9th chapter, He explained what He is. That is, His glories that are only unique to Himself. That He is all-pervasive. He sustains all the entities by just a fraction of His will, Sankalpa. And at the end of this chapter, chapter 9, Krishna instructs on Bhakti Yoga and its limbs, which are considered to be most confidential than whatever has been said so far. Have your mind focus on me through continuous contemplation of me with love. That is, engage in my worship, performing all the actions in the form of worship with love and without any break. Offer obeisances to me alone, clearly keeping in mind that I am the Lord and you are my servant. Having developed the mind in this way, if you keep it focused on me alone, you will attain me alone. And this is what explained in the 9th chapter, which is entitled as Rāja Vidyā Yoga. Then in the 10th chapter, which is titled as Vibhūti Yoga, without Arjuna asking any questions, Krishna himself wants to speak about some important things. That is, about his auspicious qualities, which are endless, and how everything depends on his Sankalpa, will. When one understands this topic, one will have Bhakti sprouting in them, even if they did not have Bhakti until now. And if one already has Bhakti, it will grow and develop further. Arjuna wanted to hear more about Krishna's opulences so he can develop Bhakti. And Krishna, on that request, speaks few of his prominent opulences, because it is not possible to speak Krishna's opulences in full, as they are endless. In this chapter, Krishna says, of Adityas, I am Vishnu. Among the luminaries, I am Sun. Among the Maruts, I am Marichi. I am Moon, the king of stars. I am Samaveda. I am Indra among the celestials. Of the 11 Rudras, I am Shankara. And Krishna continues. At the end, Krishna said, Arjuna, there is a lot more to know. This entire universe compressing sentient and non-sentient entities in any forms are all subservient to my will. Just by infinitesimal fraction of my will, I keep them all under my control. Then the 11th chapter starts, which is Viśhwarūp Darśhan Yoga, where Arjuna, after hearing what Krishna said in the 10th chapter about his opulences, now he developed a desire wanting to see all that. For that, Krishna enabled Arjuna to see his cosmic form. Krishna gave him the divine sight for him to behold the cosmic form. And also in this chapter, Krishna says that Bhakti alone is the means to fully know Him, to behold directly and attain Him. When Krishna bestowed Arjuna with that divine vision, he was able to see whatever Krishna spoke in the previous chapter. Arjuna could see countless numbers of hands, stomach, faces, eyes in a single body of the Lord. Unable to any further sustain this cosmic form, Arjuna requested Krishna to manifest again in the earlier form. Then Krishna said, "O Pandava, you, so full of devotion to me, have seen this form of mine, which is very hard to see. Even the gods have not seen it till now. They long to see it, that is all. Partha, single-minded devotion with no attachment to anything else is the only means to know me in reality, to behold me directly and to attain me in actuality. I cannot be perceived through reciting the Vedas, teaching Vedic recitations, instructing on the meanings of the scriptures, chanting, etc. Austerities, gifts and sacrifices are no means either to behold me. Anything that I said so far without bhakti is of no use. All these efforts alone without bhakti will not give any result. But if these acts are coupled with devotion, those will also be able to behold me in the manner you have done." Then in the 12th chapter, which is entitled as Bhakti Yoga, Arjuna had a question. "Krishna, some people worship you with a view to attain you, whereas some other worship the imperishable, unmanifest individual self. Who is better?" And Krishna says, "Those who worship me with utmost faith and devotion are considered to be superior." That is, meditation on Krishna is in many ways superior to meditation on the individual self. Meditation of Lord will yield speedy fulfillment of its aim. Then in this chapter, Krishna gives options. If you cannot do this, you do this. If not this, do that. If not that, do this. The first thing is that Krishna said, "Meditate upon me." Well, that requires mind control, so that is not possible. Then Krishna said, "Do some service to me." Well, that is also not possible because I only serve myself, not to anyone else. Then Krishna gave third option. "Think about your Atma." Well, that is something about me. Maybe I can try that. But how can I realize the Atma? Krishna says, "Perform Karma Yoga." That is an accessory to meditation. When you perform that, it gives you Chitta Shuddhi and you'll be able to have the vision of the self. From that point onwards, you will progress to the next level. With the Atma Sakshatkara, you will understand that I am the Lord and you, the Atma, belongs to me. Then you will start doing karma related to me. As you do that, you will start remembering and appreciating my qualities. And then you will get a determination that you want to attain me. At that point, you will start performing Bhakti Yoga. And Krishna concludes this chapter 12 saying that those who practice with great faith the nectarian Bhakti Yoga, as it is stated earlier, with the goal of attaining me, such devotees are exceedingly dear to me. Namaste. Hare Krishna.